UFC Fight Night, Kape versus Almabaev, full card betting breakdown. We're going to start with the main event, work our way up to the first prelim of the card, and give you a breakdown on every fight. What is the money line looking like? What are some props that might be beneficial? And some parlay pieces that you can find on this card. There's a lot of underdogs on this card I think are very, very good to look at. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Of course, if you do want to see all the actual bets I am going to be making for this card and any other card, it is going to be in that pinned comment down below in the comment section. For Burt MMA Gold, you get all of my MMA bets. You get early fight news on fights that aren't yet announced to the public, so kind of like an inside scoop on some fight news. You get a full UFC ranking system. The entire UFC roster is ranked. The best prospects outside of the UFC list, a UFC fighter contact list. This means you can literally ask me a question that you want me to ask a UFC fighter, and I'll get back to you. You can literally indirectly talk with UFC fighters. And last but not least, UFC fighters to cut from the roster. It's a list. Every week I'm going to update it on fighters I think should be cut. So you get all of that included in one membership. 6 cool perks here. So check it out in that pinned comment. But let's get it started with the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Almabaev and Manel Kape. It's a good fight. I think Manel Kape wins it. Is at minus 220 currently on the betting odds. I wouldn't really recommend parlaying them or anything like that. The odds are kind of right around where they should be. I don't think you should parlay or money line. Either way here, I think these are ones where you stay away from the money line and sort of look at some of the props on here as well. Manel Kape, if he's going to win, probably going to be a decision, right? If Almabaev is going to win, probably going to be a decision, right? But, again, you're only getting minus 120 for the fight to go all the way. There's not much to really look at there. Split decision is interesting, but those are always kind of risky bets. Plus 190 on Kape by a decision. The best, now, plus 240 on Kape by a decision. If you're on that bookie, I would say definitely take a stab at that. Plus 240 for Kape to go out there and win by decision, and pretty much even money for Almabaev to go out there and win by decision at plus 275. So not much of a difference from the two fighters. I think if you got plus 240, I would definitely take a stab at it. But plus 180, plus 159, there's not really a lot of value there. You're missing out on a lot of the good plus money. Like on BetOnline, they earlier on they had plus 250. So if you're getting plus 240 right now on Betway, dude, take a stab at that. But other than that, the money line isn't really looking too good. I don't really like any Almabaev underdog stuff. No real parlays to be made with either guy, Manel or Asu. So if you got that good decision prop money on Manel Kape, that's kind of the best case scenario for you if you're going to be betting on that fight. Cody Brundage, Julian Marquez in the second fight of the card. Of course, dog or pass on the money line. Plus 136 on FanDuel for Cody Brundage to go out there and get the win. That is the clearest day bet you can possibly make. Other than that, this is where I always like to get a little bit juicy with some bets, is Julian Marquez has lost twice by decision. He's lost 3 times by knockout. That's interesting. Now, the 3 knockout losses are all recently. Gregory Rodriguez, Marc-Andre Barriault, and Zach Reese. Before that, Alessio Di Chirico, decision. Chris Harris, decision. So I'm finding it a little weird that the odds are I'm predicting a knockout. I'm predicting a Cody Brundage late TKO, round 2, round 3, hurts him on the feet, ground and pounds him on the ground. I can't help but wonder if this is one of those Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler slobber-knocking wars that just goes 3 rounds and is just so fun for the entire duration of the fight. Why put it in the co-main event if it's not going to be a banger? Could be an early finish, sure, but plus 300 on it going all the way is interesting. And I think Brundage, if there's going to be a decision, it'll be Brundage. Plus 700? On Brundage by decision, that's all I'm looking at is a Cody Brundage decision or a Cody Brundage money line underdog bet. Because if we're looking at Marquez inside the distance, plus 100, you're not getting anything there. Brundage inside the distance, plus 165. You lost all the value there. All the value is on a decision or it's on that dog bet on Cody Brundage. That's all I'll say. Nasrat Haqparast, Esteban Ribovic. The odds aren't good anymore on Esteban. They were, I believe, earlier on. Minus 200 was doable, I feel. Plus 180. I don't know how the heck they started out plus 180 for Esteban, but those lines quickly flipped around. Fight goes to a decision. Sure, it's very, very likely to go to a decision. Very curious. Esteban Ribovic, scorecards, no action. That's what I would do. I wouldn't really look at the money line here. There's not much value you can get on Esteban. It's a dogger pass on the straight up money line. But Esteban's a finisher. He's 28 years old. Finished Terrence McKinney. Nearly finished Daniel Zellhuber multiple times in that fight. And I think all of his other wins are finishes. He only has those 2 decisions too, Zellhuber and Kamwela Kirk. He's never been finished himself. Nasrat, he has a lot of knockouts on his record. He has been knocked out before, but, I mean, the guys that he's knocking out are Chinny, Jamie Malarkey. That's like it. Joaquim Silva. These are other guys that have kind of been knocked out a lot in their past MMA fights. So that's what I do. Minus 250, Esteban Ribovic, scorecards, no action. None of the other bookies have this one out yet. So once they do, if you're getting minus 200 on that, if you're getting better odds, definitely worth a little bit of a look at. Definitely look at those odds. Because the money line minus 300, just not worth it. Just not worth it. Mario Pinto, again, another money line odds you don't want to really take part in. Don't want to parlay Mario Pinto at minus 500. It's a dogger pass, really. Plus 385 on Austin Lang, who we literally just saw cash as a big underdog. Plus 325 on Rebeles de Spain. Plus 280 on Janata Deniz. And he actually won round 1 against Janata. But he had bad situation going into that fight that I won't talk about. But he's live. Plus 500 is or plus 385, minus 500 is crazy. If you're doing anything with that fight, you're dogger passing it. I'm not going to bet on the fight personally. But if you're going to do anything, dogger pass that for real. And over 1.5 is interesting because Mario Pinto is a knockout guy for sure. It's heavyweight, so obviously he's going to go out there trying to get the knockout win. But if we look at Mario Pinto's past, he's got 3 decisions. He's got 3 decisions. A fight before Contender, he got a decision win over Kasim Aras. 5 rounds. It took 5 rounds and he wasn't able to finish the 36-year-old. 2 fights before that, Moreno Kakapor, Aladdin Ben Halima. 3 rounds, went all the way. Couldn't finish him. Benjamin Sahich. He was able to finish, but these are decisions here, man. These are decisions. Why are all these fights going to a decision? I don't know. Some of them are shorter rounds. Some of them are 2 rounds or 3 rounds and things like that. But the Kasim Aras fight was 5 rounds and 5-minute rounds, and he wasn't able to go out there and get the finish. It's just, I don't know. The odds, again, plus 275 to go all the way. But we're having a guy in Mario Pinto that more than a half of his last 5 fights have gone to a decision. More than half, and Austin Lane is coming off a decision. I don't think there will be a decision. I think Mario Pinto will go out there and get the knockout. Just makes it a little bit interesting here. Makes it a little bit interesting. And again, dogger pass on the money line, and probably an over 1.5 rounds here, or it goes to a decision. I really do think 40% chance this fight goes all the way. 40%. I'm predicting a knockout, but I think there's a good chance we see a decision. William Gomes, a Hyder Amil prediction. William Gomes, of course, go out there, get the decision. Yeah, what are you getting? Barely plus money on one bookie probably. Minus 120, plus 102 on this random cloud bet bookie. Yeah, that's my prediction, but no, we're not freaking betting on any of that. Gomes by knockout is pretty crazy, plus 500. Amil by knockout, plus 450, plus 500 as well. This is another one. We go down here, and we do the simple thing of the scorecards, no action, because the props not really looking good. Everyone's already betting it, so there's not as good a value as there was earlier on in the week, but minus 175. William Gomes is not going out there and finishing him. Hyder, probably going to go out there and look for the finish. He's got a good chin. He's got that iron jaw. He's not going to go out there and get knocked out. So, scorecards, no action really on that fight. Danny Barlow, Sam Patterson is another interesting one because Danny Barlow is coming off a decision win. And the odds, again, to go to a decision. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I think there's a good shot Danny Barlow gets a knockout, but what are we doing having the odds this crazy? I think the clear thing to do here is plus 400, Danny Barlow wins by decision. Really think that's the way to go here. That's all I'm really going to say. Money line, not good on Danny Barlow, but decision bet on Danny Barlow is worth a little bit of a squeeze there. Chepe Mariscal, Jose Mariscal taking on Ricardo Ramos. Again, huge favorite, not a lot of value. But you can't really go Chepe by knockout specifically. You can't go Chepe by submission specifically because Chepe is a knockout type of guy. But Ramos gets submitted a lot. He gets submitted a lot. So I really do want to do Chepe by knockout and get that plus 120, plus 130 odds. But Ricardo Ramos gets submitted a lot. He's got submitted by, I think it was Julian Erosa and then one other guy I'm forgetting the name of. I'll look really quickly. He got submitted twice in a row by the same move. By the same move. How do you get choked out twice by the same thing? Charles Jourdain. So I don't necessarily want to do the Chepe by knockout, but inside the distance isn't amazing. It's minus 145. If we can get minus 110 or better, I would do inside the distance. If. But right now, I say it's a stay away fight. It's a stay away fight. Scorecards no action is the exact same as the money line. I wouldn't do that because Ricardo's sneaky. Ricardo's sneaky with his spinning stuff. It's a stay away until you get better odds on the inside the distance. It's a stay away fight. Don't bet on the fight. Just don't bet on the fight. John Castaneda, Douglas Silva de Andrade. Probably a dog or pass money line wise. Prediction is Castaneda decision. The odds are minus 150 for that. It's another stay away. Scorecards no action. Not a lot to look at there either. So it's a stay away as well in the bantamweight division. JJ Aldrich, Andrea Lee. It's a dog or pass. Plus 180 is great value on Andrea Lee there. Great value. Props, don't want to look at those. Minus 500 to go to a decision is crazy for a UFC fight. 5-1 that there will not be a finish. Crazy. But yeah, plus 180, clear as day. Plus 180 on Lucas Almeida as well. Clear as day. Those are dog bets right there. Plus 180 on both of them, dog or pass. For the money line. Lucas Almeida, scorecards no action. I really think Almeida is more likely to get the finish. So maybe you look at that either way, but I'd rather do the money line. You get a little bit better plus money. But I overall do think the fight goes to a decision, like a lot of the other fights on this card. And if we're looking at fight goes to a decision, plus 125. Plus 125. I really think it goes all the way, and I think it should have been minus 125. So yeah, that's it. Fight goes to a decision. Lucas Almeida underdog bet. That's what I'd be looking at there. Luana Carolina, Montana De La Rosa. This is one of the only favorites I think actually has like okay odds. Like if we're looking at the entire card here. Why does it keep doing that? Let me close it. If we're looking at the entire card, William Gomi's odds reflect kind of where they should be. You know, Manel Kape's odds are right around where they should be. But there's actually a little bit of value, weirdly enough, on Luana Carolina here. A little bit of value on Luana Carolina. So I wouldn't be mad at a money line minus 138 on Luana. I really think she defends the takedowns and outstrikes and gets this win here. So yeah, it's a favorite or pass. It's do not bet the underdog. You're getting plus 110 on Montana, who's not at all a good striker. And then Charles Johnson, Ramazan. Again, I've been talking about it all week. That Charles Johnson was one of my best underdogs of the card. Now he's a favorite. You guys missed out. I've been saying it all week to bet on Charles. You missed it. So if you haven't bet on him now, don't do it now. Unless you're on this one, FanDuel. If you're on FanDuel, plus 108, put some money on Charles. Ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's about it. Charles Johnson, can't really bet on him anymore. Luana Carolina, good money line odds. Dog or pass on Lucas Almeida, or bet the fight to go to a decision. Andrea Lee, dog or pass. John Castaneda, stay away. Jose Mariscal, Ricardo Ramos, stay away unless we get better odds on the inside the distance. For Jose Mariscal, Danny Barlow by decision prop. William Gomes, Hyder Amil, do the Hyder Amil inside the distance. Decision, no action. Mario Pinto by decision. Is interesting. Esteban Ribovic, inside the distance, decision, no action. Cody Brundage by a decision or the straight money line dog bet. And then Manel Kape, kind of a stay away there. Not much to really look at in the flyweight division. But that's what I got for you guys today. The betting breakdown, the early betting breakdown for UFC Fight Night. Manel Kape, Almabaev. Again, check out the pinned comment. Literally all of these perks added to one cool membership. If you want me to add another perk, comment down below what you want me to add. This is what we've developed so far. It's a lot of cool things right here. So like and subscribe, become a channel member, and we'll see you in the next one.